Welcome, welcome to day 4 of stepping into your creative flow. I am super happy you are here. And Christine noticed that I have a new canvas. You are correct. I actually, today I had put in my calendar that from 8 to 10 this morning, I was going to paint. So my painting time actually was stretching a new canvas, and I'm going to be gessoing it so that I can dive in and play again either later today or tomorrow when the next time that I have scheduled. So yeah, so getting into that creative flow and showing up and committing and following through, it feels really, really good. Awesome. So I want to just congratulate you all for just being here. Day 4 is huge. I know that we kind of always start off with a bigger group and then it kind of dwindles down. But I know that people get busy, right? So it's all about recommitting, right? If recommitting to our practice and following through to the end. So you really don't want to have artworks that aren't finished, right? Because what happens is that it just creates more unfinished work in your life. Everything is interconnected. So it's really good to show up and play full out and follow through, right? We got Liz coming on. So I just want to say hello. Hello, Rebecca and Sherry and Shireen and Denise. It's so good to see you all. So yesterday, actually, I'll just review for the past few days. So we have some people still joining us. On that first day of stepping into the creative flow, we talked about our focus of where we want to be spending our energy and how we spend our time right now. So we rated ourselves. We rated ourselves just to say, hey, we can expand. We can definitely grow in this area, right? So not about judging. It's just kind of saying, hey, I want this to grow. So anything that you focus your intention on will grow, whatever it is. If it's money, if it's like your travel plans, anything. You just have to focus your energy. That's the law of attraction. And then on that second day, we talked about our blocks because we all have them, and you guys have really shown up for yourselves and like identified what's happening, and you're realizing that there is a common thread that we all experience this. I've experienced it myself. It's something that it always has been there, whether it's one thing or another thing, but you address it. The more attention to it, you give it attention, you say, what is that? What's that excuse? Is that my ego? Or is this like some sort of past trauma? Or like what's going on in my head, right? This experience. And you deal with it, right? And then yesterday we were talking about rituals and how we want to show up. I wanted to show up today with a little dance party, right? So I had put on my music and I got into the vibe and I started on my canvas today. So practicing what you preach, practicing, I'm gonna mute Patricia. Okay, so just practicing those rituals, right? So that we're gonna have the opportunity today to practice the ritual that you chose yesterday. And I'm going to be sharing a fun technique that I like to use to get myself into that creative flow. So I'll share that with you just here in a little bit. But before we do that, I just want to go back and show you I always like to have the participation prizes. You guys are so awesome supporting each other in community. It's really beautiful. But I do have a participation prize that I want to give away and then tell you about tomorrow's prize. I love that. I dance partied it out last night as I was trying to paint. Beautiful, Lisa. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that you practiced it too. Okay. Let me show you. I will go to, I think I'll just share my screen. We'll go to the class page. 1 second. All right. Okay. So, yeah, so yesterday I talked about Life is Your Masterpiece painting classes. And these are classes where I actually show you some of my painting techniques, and then they are related to, I always say they're related to life, right? but they're independent. So you just do them on your own. So you get that opportunity to watch the video and then create your own chakra set and using the symbols. Some have animals, some are abstract, some are part of the chakra symbols. So that was the prize yesterday. And I am going to be giving this to, hold on, did I write it down? I didn't write it down. Let me give you her name. It is Victoria Sargent. And she actually shared her art yesterday in here. And she was saying that she was a little nervous. It was like the tree with the rainbow because she doesn't have a lot of technique. But I'm so proud of her for showing up and sharing that, because this is an opportunity that she can go in here and learn some new techniques, right? We always have room to grow, right? So I wanted to gift her this so that she can go in here and learn some techniques and create a little set for her as well. So I don't think she's here today, but she did show up definitely online and supporting everybody. So I was really proud of her. Yeah, so the next one, the next prize that I'll be giving away today will be my book. So if you have my book, awesome. If you win, awesome. You can always give it away to someone else. I'm sure they might need it or want to use it. Okay. So again, we'll just support each other in community and connect with like-minded souls because it's so important. Rebecca said, so wonderful. Oh, okay, cool. Yay, I'm really happy for Victoria. I loved her tree as well, her rainbow tree. Thought it was really cool. So I don't think she's here today, but I will message her and let her know. So lots of fun things there. Okay, I'm curious, I have a question for you. What did you see a common theme or like common thread between any of the work yesterday? Did you guys notice anything common between people? You can put it in here. Oh, someone asked, where can you purchase the book? You can actually get the book on Amazon. It's available there if you'd like to check it out. Connection to nature. Yes, that was huge, right? I know we went on a visual walk in nature, probably prompted it, but nature is huge. Nature is something that we can use for healing purposes, and it can also be used for inspiration purposes. So nature is always really big. Lots of color. Yes, color is so important. We're going to use color again today. A feeling of freedom when we enter the gate. Yes, I'm glad you guys held on to that feeling, right? Because there is that energy of freedom, and that's what we're going to be doing today. That's our intention today, is to tap into that abundance, that joy, that freedom, that satisfaction. It's a really good high vibe space, and just giving ourselves that opportunity to be in that creative flow. Liz says nature. Laura says, I bought your book a few months ago. Just, oh, thank you. Oh, Liz says guilt. Yeah, so that's one of those blocks that comes up for a lot of us, just because we feel guilty taking the time to create. There's some green. Honey? Okay, it went away. Okay, thank goodness. Yeah, so taking that time to create can definitely show up. And I think it's just getting over it, because when we talked about that first day of focusing, again, it's our responsibility to listen to our soul. It's our responsibility to create our own happiness. It's our responsibility to create our world the way we want it. It's no one else's job, right? And if we give away our power, right, and we give away our time and our attention, then we're not going to be very happy, and we're going to end up feeling like crap. We're going to be mad, and it's not a good thing, right? So we really do need to take that responsibility and do that extreme self-care. So whether it's for your own healing work or it's for manifesting, because I use art for manifesting all the time. And as you guys saw yesterday, like in some of the art that was created, there's messages, right? So that's how I like to use art as well. It's like, I think someone had created something like, oh, I didn't realize that I did want to print my work on merchandise. How cool, right? And so mine came up as like, oh wow, I really would like to have a show. Well, I need to create a series of work if I want to be able to show it, right? So this is part of me showing up and saying, hey, I want to create a new painting today, right? So thank you for bringing that up. I'm just going to go back to the comments. Okay. Let's see. Trees came in the visualization to a lot of people. Yes, very grounding. Trees are like super, super grounding. Actually, in the Creative Soul Society membership, we had one interview with a healer, and it was talking about abundance and how do we get abundant. And we're talking about money, but we were also talking about how do we get grounded in with our anxiety around money. And one of the things that she mentioned, she's like, I know this sounds really woo-woo, but just go hug a tree. Just go, like, before you go do your finances, before you sit down with the money, ground yourself. She's just like, if you just go outside in nature, take off your shoes, go walk around in the grass, ground yourself. So we could do that with our practice too, with our art practice. If we are feeling anxious, even before we begin, because it could bring, a big white canvas or a blank page can bring some anxiety. So go into nature and let it be healing. Lisa said, fields and oceans. Yes, lots of flow. Anisha says, my mom is a healer. She says that too about hugging trees, and she does it often. Oh, that's so cute. Awesome. I have a couple trees in my yard that I love. One's an avocado tree. I like hanging out by it. Awesome. Okay, so we definitely had some common threads. Let me go into the slides so that I can show you. I'm going to share my screen again. Day 4. Open. Okay. Can you guys see this? No, I'm not sharing a screen yet. Hold on. Just sharing the screen. Here we go. All right. So I told you about that. Talked about day 3 prize and who won. And we are going to just go ahead and jump into today. Okay. So I want to have plenty of time to create. So we're going to talk about doing you. Actually, Maggie's not here. She's been here the past 3 days, but she actually posted this in her group today and I just loved it. And I was like, I have to share this. This is too good. And it says there are 2 places you need to go often. One is that place that heals you. And 2 is the place that inspires you. Right. So let's think about what is that for you? And it might be nature. Nature might come up for you. Or it could be your family, it could be your home, it could be a certain place like the beach or the woods. So when we think about that, I think about it with like how I use my art practice and how I teach my clients who take the Art of Healing and Manifesting program, is that there are going to be times where our art is to heal. Okay. So like just creating in itself is that self-care, and it's just for you. It's just that point where you need to be expressive. And I noticed someone had put about like, my art always looks like little kid art. They had made a comment and I'm like, well, awesome. That means that that inner child in you wants to come out and play. Listen to it, listen to your art and let that be that healing, so don't stuff it away and not address it, but it's like, look at it and let it heal you. Right. So thinking about like how you're using your art. So setting that intention for today, how would, where are you at? Are you at a place where you want to heal on this journey? Or are you at a place where you want to manifest? So I like in our manifesting program, we kind of go back and forth between those desires or focusing our intention and creating art about what we are manifesting in our life. But also it's like, make that be of inspiration, right? Like when I talked to you about, Greece is number 1. I have a 1 on my rating scale on my focus wheel, but that's inspiration for me, right? So I can use that for manifesting. I can use I could be painting about Greece or painting about water, which I do. So those blues come out a lot in my paintings. So thinking about maybe you're going to use the art today to inspire you, right? So choose which place you would like to paint from, and you can use imagery in this, okay? I want you to, when I say like use imagery, like in this image, you see there's a little boat and a little boy. I'm going to show you how, like, one of the techniques that I use to be in a flow state. And you can add, when I say do you, use your own symbols, use your own inspiration. I know yesterday someone had put flowers, a lot of people put flowers in their work. Then put flowers in your work, if that's a place of inspiration for you, or maybe it's a place of healing. Okay. So, and I also invite you, I give you permission today to practice your ritual. If you want to pull a card, if you had one of the people that said, I want to pull an oracle card before I create today, do that. So we're actually practicing kind of what we've been doing, right? We're going to practice today. Practice your ritual. And then the next step, I'm hoping you guys have paint today, but if you don't, it's okay. You could probably do it with markers. I think that it would work. But I like paint because you can layer, right? So all you need is your journal. I like to use Home Depot paints, but you can use whatever you want. If you want a collage, use collage. Use what you got. Do you, okay? There's no right or wrong here. You're not getting graded. It's just about showing up to your practice. And I'm just showing you that, I'm going to just show you the technique that I like to do. I like, my artwork kind of consists of, let me just stop this for a minute. Let me go back to stop share. For example, I like to do a lot of like really intricate work where it's like painting something realistic and it gets real technical. And then sometimes my brain doesn't want to do that anymore. And so what I do is I go back to just free flow. And that's what we're going to do today. So when I get kind of stuck, I go back to the free flow. So this is like something like a little piece of canvas, or actually a piece of wood that I have. And I just kind of keep going back to it and just adding a layer. I'm not thinking too much, but I'm just playing with it. And actually the paintings that I had up here, I don't know if you remember the past 3 days, those were a free flow, just allowing myself to have fun and free flow. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go back I'm going to go back to share my screen. We're going to go back. We're going to put our affirmation that you did in day 2, because remember I had you guys pick some affirmations for yourself. And I want you to put that right here on your free flow that you're going to do. We're just setting our intention. Go ahead and put your affirmation. Oh, Christine says that technique works for writing too, free writing. Yeah, most definitely. And we're going to use those colors too that brought you in that high vibe. So everybody remember their affirmation that they did for the other day? You have to look back at what you did. You can do that as well. Okay, so I put my affirmation. We're starting with our affirmation. Mine was, my art and services are powerful and have a positive ripple effect in the world, right? So as we focus on ourselves, it ripples out, right? Awesome. The next step is you can go ahead and practice your ritual. Like I said, if you need to like put your hands on your heart, get yourself grounded, if you want to take a few minutes to meditate, whatever your ritual is, you do you. Okay, you get to choose. I love it. Now I want you to choose your colors of flow, right? So I've been on a consistent color palette for a little while now, a couple years. So I'm going to go ahead and keep my palette. I want you to pick your colors that probably came up yesterday, when you were like opening the gate and then there was those colors. Use those colors, right? And then we're going to be dancing on the paper. That's how I like to look at it, is of flowing on the paper. So you could pick 4 or 5 colors. I'd love to put some music on right now, but I can't because I don't know, Facebook doesn't like it and it'll mute me. So I can't put any music on. I can only do it at the beginning, but I can't do it now. So I'm going to open my colors. For those of you, if you don't have your, if you have an art practice, do you, and allow this time to create with this intention of whether it's healing or if it's for manifesting. Um, we want to focus on, if you're doing it for manifesting, focus on what you wanted to bring in and match that energy. When I showed you that slide of, what inspires me as well, is my family and my home. My home inspires me a lot because I look at my home as kind of like my art gallery, and I'm always moving the energy. I'm always moving my art around on the walls. And like recently I sold a couple larger paintings, so I have like these empty walls now. So I'm like, that inspires me. I was like, oh, what's this freshness? What's this new feeling do I want to bring in? Laura says, I can't remember what you mentioned. Do we need to include the mantra in the artwork? Yes. I will. Maybe it would help me. Well, yeah, you want to write your mantra on the work, your affirmation, right? We're sealing it in. And then we're going to do a free flow. Okay. So I wish I could do it on my big canvas in the back, but I don't have it gessoed, and that would just soak up all the paint and not look very good. So I'm just going to let it be. I found this really cool color. It's super old. It's like an orange. I'm going to start with that. And we are just free flowing. So when I say, this is one of my techniques, you're welcome to do your own thing. But for those of you who want to try this, I think it's fun. So this helps me just do the free, like someone said about free writing, just let it dance. Nothing's perfect. You're just playing with the color. Even the color is healing. Okay, and I suggest using a separate paintbrush if you're doing this technique, because your colors will get muddied. So just picking another color. And let them kiss. You want your colors to touch. And actually, I think that's always like the funnest when they do touch, because it kind of blends a little bit, but you don't want to blend them too much because, like I said, it gets muddy. So I kind of look at this as kind of like a, maybe like a base coat, allowing this to be here. I'm going to pick another color to play with. It's like a base coat, and then you can always add things on top. For example, you could add the flowers, the trees, whatever's inspiring you or what you need to heal. And a lot of times, like, this might be the starting off point, but it's usually never my ending. I'll usually come back to one of my free flow paintings and put several layers of coming back another day or a day after that and adding more, letting go of, what's not working, what doesn't feel good. And then I'll just kind of emphasize what I do like. But then again, I do have to let this dry, because if I put another layer on it, it will get it'll get muddy, and I don't want to lose it too much yet. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry. Usually acrylic paint takes about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna let mine dry for a minute and then come back, and then I can add another layer or I can add an object, right? So I got a starting point, which is good. I'm gonna put my stuff in water so it doesn't dry out. So I have another question for you all. I know you guys are doing your free flow. What do you feel like your ripple effect will be in the world when you show up for yourself? So I'll let you guys think about that question. We could put it in the chat. Patricia says positivity. Yeah, good energy. What other kind of ripple effect? How do you think it's going to affect your relationships with others? Yeah, my question is, as you show up for this creative flow practice, what do you think the ripple effect will be in the world? How is it going to affect your relationships? How do you feel like it's going to affect your business? How do you think it's going to affect like your offers to people? Laura says, hoping to help other people through positivity. Beautiful. Christine says, I feel like it inspires other people to show up as well. And we all leave a little magic trail behind us like bubbles. Self-love and compassion abound. Yes, I love that. Most definitely, because the more that we show up, it does inspire others. It's like we shine our light. We like, right, we're holding that candle and then you're like lighting someone else's candle and you can light someone else's candle, right? So you're filling your cup and then it's overflowing. Beautiful. Sherry says, my goal is to support mental health, create a positive aura around me, be infectious and grow. Beautiful. I love that. So that actually these things might actually show up in the artwork today, right? So we did a flow in the background, but that next layer, let it dry for a little bit. Maybe that ripple effect could be shown here of like what you're going to be giving to other people. Maria says, my ripple effect. When I feel the most creative, I feel so empowered and happy. Yes, I feel like you can conquer things and complete things. Liz says, helping others to find their creativity and self-heal. Most definitely. And then Nisha says, if I can make someone pause and take a moment in their busy lives through my art, maybe they just feel better. Let me let that sink in for myself. Yeah, like just seeing the beautiful colors, right, is healing. And you said, and to do better in their lives and are happy, spending the love and joy through my art. Beautiful. Lisa says, inspire my kids and hubby to create more and get off electronics. Yes, it's incredibly important to be bored. I think that's kind of like when I started making art. I was actually, my grandmother would pick me up after school and she'd be watching her soap operas and I was like so bored. And I remember she took me to, I guess it was Kmart back then. And I like, picked out some paint by numbers and I'm like, just give me something to do, and that's what kind of like started that process of, man, this is fun. Denise says, emanate a sense of adventure and excitement. So others can feel courageous and take adventurous leaps as well. And then it's easy to be courageous together. Yeah, most definitely. It's like even showing up to this like 5-day experience, it's, it takes a little bit of courage, right? To like show up, to share, to get clear with yourself and not be able to judge, So I'm hoping that we were able to, get those blocks out because they are going to come up. And we're going to get into that creative flow and something in life's going to happen and we're going to stop again. And then we just have to recommit. And that's just part of the process. Oh, courage creates confidence. I love that, Christine. And it is a Leo season coming up with this whole full moon. So we're going to feel that Leo energy, that sun energy, that courageous energy. So we're probably going to be really creative in the next month. So this is going to be exciting to see what you guys create with this energy. Okay, I think I missed a question. I'm just gonna go back a little bit. Oh, Karen asked, what kind of paints did you mention? Not sure how to spell it. Oh, okay. So, you know, when you go to the paint store and they like have all these like tubes and then you got to like mix all the paints to make a certain color, like from like a color chart, that takes a lot of time. So for me, what I like to do is, I mean, I do mix up my own paints sometimes. But a lot of times I just like picking colors. So I go to Home Depot. I don't know if you guys, if you live in America or not, but if you go to Home Depot, which is like a real popular like home store here in America, they have all the colors all mixed up and it's the paint that you actually put on the walls. And so what I do is I like to just find colors that I like there and then buy little samples. They're like $3, maybe they're $4. And you get a lot of paint for $4 and they're already mixed up colors and they last a long time. And it's a good quality because they're like thick. So that's what I've been using. And I guess Home Depot sells Bear, but you can get it from like any paint store. So it's kind of like my cheating way of making colors that I like that I don't have to mix up, and you get a lot of it. Christine says I also get sample jars from Benjamin Moore. Yeah, you can go to any kind of paint store. Laura says, I'm working on a whole new series called Be Loved on Romantic Love. Ooh, I like that. Awesome. Actually, tomorrow's part of the sharing is going to be sharing our own art. Well, I know we're making our own art now, but I'm kind of like directing you in this. But for tomorrow is going to be like sharing our own art. So I can't wait to see that Be Loved series or showing what you made so far. Oh, and then Christine says they're latex and work like acrylics. Yeah, I don't even know what these are. These are probably latex too. It says, I don't know. They do feel like acrylic, but they're nice. Yeah, something you can try out to see if it works for you. Awesome. Okay. So mine is almost dry, so I think I can add. And since I was talking about my intention and my affirmation was about having that ripple effect, that my programs, my services, my art has that positive ripple effect. I'm going to do something, that next layer, that's going to represent that. So let me get a color. So do that for you. Do you and say like if you're manifesting something. I just spoke to Liz. She's making a really amazing book. Think about that book and how that's going to be ripple effect and how many lives are going to be benefited from your source that you're creating, right? Create, put that energy into what you're creating right now. That is going to inspire you because you're going to see that as the big picture. It's not going to be about, it's not about your ego. It's going to be about that ripple effect that you're helping people. So it's not about you, but even though it is about you because you need to do this because it's your responsibility and it's your gift from the universe, but it's also that positivity and how, your energy can support others. Okay. So I have a question from Nisha. I know we need to be in the flow and do things from the gut, but there are some technical aspects, right? Which we need to think about while making art, like a good composition, value. So is that all thinking too much and don't feel like ignoring those two? Okay. Now this is going back to your intention. Your intention for creating. Now, if you went to art school, they're going to teach you all the technical stuff and you're going to have all those things in your head, right? They're going to show you how to carve a sculpture that looks like a face. They're going to show you how to copy someone else's painting. You're great. You got all those cool tools. But then when you look at real artists who have been, you look at Picasso, you look at Dali, you look at like all those big, amazing artists out there, they're doing it from, yes, they have a technical, they're taking that, but they're creating it to be their own. It's their own authentic voice, right? So you have to say for yourself is what's my intention and what direction do I want to go in? Do I want to be like an abstract painter where it's just playing with color? Or do I want to be, like more technical and, and have, think about my composition. I have it in my head only because I went to art school and that's there. So I don't like I'm appreciative of it, but I also know that for me, my intention is I want to be true to myself. So I like to play for my own mental playing. Like I like to challenge myself. I do pick like birds or I pick a flower and I try to mimic what it looks like. And it's a challenge. It's not like something easy, but it's something that I play with. That's, you know, you're talking about like that creative flow, there is a challenge aspect there. And then sometimes I like to just play. And then maybe there is some composition thing going on, but I guess it's more about, yeah, I think it is going back to, that's why I come back to it at least like 3 times. And I'll say, maybe it's too busy and I want to block it out with some black or block it out with some white to give it some breathing space, right? And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a good to have a conversation with your art. And like right now, I feel like it's real busy and I'm going to kind of go back and block it out. But I'm also going to be thinking about my intention of the ripple effect. I don't know if I answered your question, Nisha. I hope that helps. I think it's good to think about your art and not ignore it. Okay. Let me get a new paintbrush. Oh, I wasn't even watching the time. I do want to have some people share their artwork. So let's just, okay, she said it's helpful. Okay, good. I'm glad that that makes sense. I'm going to just add my ripple effect because it goes with my intention and my affirmation of my white glowing light. Yeah. So just even like going with this, I kind of feel like I want to add another layer of like once this dries, because the white is, it's not opaque, it's a little translucent. I'll go back and add that. And then I always love spray paint. So I'll probably go back and like do a little spray paint action. Okay. So what are we doing after we've painted? We're going to share. Let's share your artwork. Whoever would like to share your flow, your affirmation, and your ripple effect in the world. How is it going to be? As in, do I need to do circles? No, you do you. You do what feels good for you, right? So if the circles came up for you and you want to continue that, you don't have to copy me, right? I'm just showing you the circle for me was, this is representation of me and my ripple effect into the world, kind of like me radiating, right? So, and then I'm probably going to put another layer. It's a little wet right now. But this is something that I do for my play, right? Of just adding the flow. For example, I'll just go back to this piece. You know, I just adding layers, right? That's my flow. So would anyone like to share their work, their flow? Any brave souls? Even if it's not all the way done. I'm going to see if I can, let me look on Facebook. Oh, they couldn't play the video. Oh, let's see. Okay, coming back. I was just reading the comments. Karen raised her hand. Thank you, Karen. Let me find you. There you are.
Okay.
Hi,
I
go
made
ahead.
a list of affirmations yesterday. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
It
Anyway,
was it was 2 days ago. Yeah.
yeah. And so one of the ones that stood out to me, and it's also a Billy Joel song. I love you just the way you are.
Ooh.
So this is my
Oh, beautiful. So you put your affirmation on top, you can see it. I love it.
yeah.
That'd be a beautiful thing to place somewhere that you see it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And yesterday while I was at work, I went on Pandora and was playing that song too,
Awesome.
which felt really good actually.
Well, thank you so much, Karen. I love it. Awesome. So Patricia said that she would like to share. Let me find it, Patricia. Add spotlight. Hi. Just have to unmute you. Let me see. I don't know if I can do it or not. Ask to mute. There you go.
Hello. Hi. So yeah, I just used my iPad because it was a lot easier.
Mm. Yeah, whatever you got.
My painting stuff is here. It's all like I have to stand up, I have to move everything around, and it's just chaos. So I just thought I'd just do it on my iPad, which was actually very easy. I'm still learning how to use it, to be honest.
It take a while.
So there we go. It's just I don't know if you can see that.
Yes,
It's
it's
just
beautiful. I love those colors.
kind of, crazy, messy, abstracty type drawing, painting.
Awesome.
Yeah, so just really easy, just using a canvas brush, and just picking out the colors and just going with it, really, going with the flow.
Go with the flow. Yeah, this is a great tool. Like if you want to, before starting another painting or, just sitting out to do painting, you can just kind of get it out
Yeah.
to jump in. I'm curious, what was your affirmation hiding underneath those beautiful colors?
Yeah, it was, I actually can't remember. I should be able to remember, should be imprinted on my brain. It was, my artwork is powerful and healing.
Woo!
Yes.
It is. It is. It's very powerful and healing. Liz asked you a question. She wanted to know, what app are you using?
Oh, it's amazing. It's a Fresco, Adobe Fresco. Yeah.
I haven't tried that.
It's just so, oh, it's amazing. I've got it on my mobile, on my iPhone.
Okay.
And it's just, you can be wherever you are. You can be on a bus, you can be on the loo, you can be in church, or wherever you are. You can just pull out your mobile phone and start drawing. I have done like quite a few on my phone while I've just been sitting around or whatever, and it's just a really quick way to just capture something quickly. Obviously I think you need Wi-Fi, but I don't think you need Wi-Fi for that. I'm not sure.
Beautiful. I have Procreate, but you know what? I don't think you can use Procreate on your phone. So that's probably the cool thing about Adobe Fresco, is that you can use it on your phone.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you have to be you have to have an Adobe account, like an Adobe Cloud Suite, because I do have that. Or whether you can just download the app on your phone and just go straight in. I'm not sure. So yeah, but it's just really easy if you're into art and if you're planning on doing a lot of art and you're moving around a lot, like I've been traveling. So I needed to do, and I can't always get my sketchbook out and my paints out. So it's just, for me, it's just a really quick, easy way to, to get something out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing, Patricia.
You're welcome.
Awesome. I'm going to remove spotlight. Remember, this is something that can be built up, so you can always go back and layers next time. So anyone else? We do have a couple more minutes. And anyone else like to share their creative flow today and their affirmation? Rebecca Bogan, let me find you. All right. I'm going to add spotlight. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Oh, wait, I have the wrong Rebecca. We have two Rebeccas here. Sorry.
It's a pretty popular name.
Oh my goodness, my bad. Okay, I'm gonna find you. I know you're here somewhere. Oh, there you are with the hand raised. Okay, that's spotlight. Okay, thanks.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Perfect. So this is what came out.
Beautiful. The colors are very similar to Patricia's, that purple.
Yeah. Yeah, these seem to be the ones that show up in my paintings the most. So, and I just started free flowing and the curls started coming. So, the affirmation that's hidden under here is, I make my own time, I am in control, and I am supported. This helps me stay in tune with myself.
That's beautiful. I love all those positive affirmations. And even, those colors are, they remind me of the chakras of like the crown chakra of like connecting with the divine, because you have the white and you have the purple. And then also with the green is that heart chakra. So also connecting there too. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Amazing. And last one, anyone else? Good.
I could do it again, Leah.
Oh, we have Laura. She hasn't gone yet. If you don't mind, I'm gonna
That's
let.
okay. No.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. Add spotlight. Hi, Laura.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
I don't know if this is going to show up because I have this screen behind me, but I actually heard someone's mantra or statement yesterday, and I just had to adopt it for myself. And I don't know if you can see this, but it's my art has purpose. I don't know. I'm trying to do the
It kind of blends in with the background. It actually kind of blends in.
Yeah, so it's my art has purpose, and I kind of did clouds around it with stars and sort of a celestial, situation here. So I kind of just adopted that. But anyway.
That's amazing. And then the art behind you, is that your artwork as well?
This is mine. Yeah, I actually had to pivot in 2020 from a job I had to leave because of a serious neck injury last year. So I had been painting for a couple of years, also dealing with some trauma from the pain and the injury. So I actually created an online course, took a transformational coaching, graduate level coaching course last year, created a 7-week online course that I haven't launched yet, and created a whole body of work. So I've been a busy girl since April 1 of last year. So this is one of my pieces. It's 48 by 48, but everything's on my website and Instagram.
Awesome. I can't wait to see more of it. It's really beautiful and definitely in the creative flow. I can see that happening. That's amazing.
Thank you. Would you like me to post the website and Instagram in the thing? I didn't want to steal your thunder, so I didn't.
Well, what we're going to do tomorrow, if you could just hold off till tomorrow, because I want to give everybody that opportunity, because we're going to be like sharing out in the world. That's what's for tomorrow, is sharing our stuff. So we're going to share our websites, our Instagram, where we're all going to connect and share our art. So I am excited about seeing that. Yeah. And you can put your stuff in there. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Okay. Yay. Thank you, Laura, for sharing. It's amazing.
Thanks.
Okay. So I'm going to remove spotlight. Okay. Perfect. I can't wait to see all of everyone's artwork. And yeah, so that's what tomorrow is about that ripple effect and being able to share the love and see each other's websites and courses and all that kind of good stuff that we have to share. Okay, so last but not least, I just told you what we're going to work on tomorrow, about that ripple effect, sharing it out in the world. And just to let you know, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see, let me get to the right page. Okay. You can win a book by posting on the thread. When I post the thread, share screen, and then also there is a replay page. So if you didn't make it, missed the first, second, or third day, you can always go back and listen. If you can't make tomorrow, because each day kind of builds on itself, we do have the replay page. And if you'd like more support, like coaching, if you're wanting to launch something out into the world, I do have at the bottom here a schedule creative soul session. So I'm happy to gift everyone, well, not everyone, because I only have a few spots for next week, but 30 minutes where we can do a deep dive. So whether it's that you need the healing aspect, to use art as healing, or for the manifesting, like when I said, launching your stuff, there is that opportunity for us to talk. So let me see here, and you can schedule it there. All right. Will the group stay open? Well, the Creative Soul Online Retreat group, yeah, stays open. So we will be able to post in there and keep in touch with each other in there. So the video replays will be up for another week. So that will be there. And then creating together like this in community, I usually keep that for the Creative Soul Society membership. So for those who want to, join us like this and we make art together with intention, whether it's for healing or for manifesting, then that'll be in the Creative Soul Society membership. Maria says, what's the name of your book again? Oh, okay, it's called Essential Art Therapy Exercises. And actually next week in the Creative Soul Society membership, I'm going to be doing like talking about how to launch your own book. So if you've had an idea for a book, I'm going to kind of tell you the process of like how this one came about. I have another book. I have a children's book that I wrote as well. It's called Rad is Mad, and it's a healing book for kids to learn how to deal with their sad and mad feelings. So I'm going to tell you how this book came about, how I created it, and how to launch your book. So if that's something that interests you, we're going to meet next Friday in the Creative Soul Society. I love seeing your pick evolve so easily to everyone. I'm not sure which one you like, but I think it's fun to watch everyone's artwork evolve. So yeah, so go ahead, post your artwork in the Facebook group, and yeah, I'll post mine too, just for the funsies of it. And it might evolve, right? So I'll probably add some more later on today. So go ahead and get into your creative flow. Thank you so much for showing up today and seeing all your beautiful faces. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.